If San Antonio is on your list of desired places, this is what I wish I knew before moving here.
After Googling and watching YouTube at the time, there was no honest information on what this city was really like. All I knew was the Riverwalk, military bases, and really affordable houses everywhere.
Where you live in San Antonio can vary. It depends on your lifestyle and your budget.
We have downtown living, suburban living, rural living, luxury living, resort living, and my favorite, rural luxury living. Located on the Texas triangle of Austin, Dallas to Houston and back, San Antonio reclaimed its spot as the nation's fastest growing city in 2023. The Census Bureau said recently, with a gain of about 22,000 people this year, beating Fort Worth, who grew 21,000, and Houston only growing at 12,000. But before 2022, people were leaving San Antonio. It saw a 4.8 decline in the population from 2019 to 2020 and massively affected job and housing.
With 4 military bases around San Antonio has had a military presence for over 300 years. In fact, the city has actually trademarked the phrase Military City USA. It also has one of the largest military, both active and retired populations than the entire US. As a city, San Antonio has always been known for the Riverwalk, the Alamo, as a hot tourist destination. Since the increase in population, the city and the state of Texas has injected billions of dollars as they forecasted the growth since the pandemic. The city has so much more to grow and has connected other towns to a metroplex of attractions. La cultura in San Antonio has always been from the food and the love of the people. Barbacoa and Big Red, fiesta for a month long since 1891. This is the culture that is embedded in the people who live here. Some say San Antonio is changing. I say San Antonio is evolving. From the robotics innovations that's happening, from Tesla and the Boring Company coming to San Antonio, you also have the world's first vertiport here in the US. The guy who invented the camera in the phone is from San Antonio. One thing that hasn't changed yet is being the most affordable city in the Texas Triangle with a median house price of $285,000 from February 2024. San Antonio overall cost of living is 8% lower than the national average and housing is 20% lower, but this comes at a cost and it's not for everyone. One of the biggest things that San Antonio is dealing with is violent crime. San Antonio has one of the highest crime rates in America, from small city to big city, all because of the crime rates that San Antonio has been rated. One's chance to be a victim of either violent or property crime here is 1 in every 17, according to Neighborhood Scout. This is one of the major reasons why the suburbs of San Antonio have exploded with interest over the last year. People from Texas and out of state are looking at the suburbs around San Antonio and have been extremely buzzworthy because they rank higher in safety according to niche.com and Neighborhood Scout. My story begins in the city back in 2011 when I packed up my Jeep, left New York City, and drove to San Antonio, Texas, where I got accepted to the San Antonio Police Academy. After 2 months of living here, I met my wife Stacy at North Star Mall, and now we have a family. I've made so many awesome connections and met so many great people. Honestly, I don't ever see us leaving. I saw firsthand how different parts of the city were made up and what made them unique. From abandoned buildings to luxury shopping to custom homes like this. San Antonio is a big, small town. It always has and always will, and it doesn't have a defined vibe of how you can live in the city because compared to other major Texas cities like Austin, Dallas, Houston, those major Texas cities have a very defined way to live. You live in Austin, you have that keep things weird. And then if you live in Dallas, it's basically a major city, or the complete opposite, which is Fort Worth. Then you have Houston. Well, Houston is Houston. But San Antonio is always going to be different, and it's the way that you want to live. By the end of this video, you'll know if San Antonio is going to be your future home base. We do have a subculture here, and it's to preserve the big small town feel that we have until the Spurs win, and then it's go Spurs go! A grossly diverse economic expansion, a low cost of living, a rich culture. If you don't consider moving here, at least take a vacation here. Governor Abbott said when all of these projects are fully operational, they are forecast to generate 59,000 jobs and $43 billion in combined capital investment. Between 2003 and 2022, the city attracted investment from 76 foreign companies. To name some of the largest employers in and around San Antonio, you have Joint Base San Antonio, which has 91,000 jobs, USAA at 18,000, Toyota, Valera, and so many more. Since 2011, and being a former police officer in the city, I've seen some major problems that happened and also big changes that came from it. Experts in the report attribute population decline to rising cost of living and home prices that keep going up, like these two properties that are actually for sale.
Per capita income for San Antonio declined by 26.5% from 2019 to 2022. House prices increased by 7.6% and the amount of vacant houses increased by 9%. San Antonio didn't have many work from home opportunities. Experts in the report attribute the population decline to rising cost of living and home prices and COVID changing people's work habits, according to MySA. Since then, we've seen a decrease in home prices where more accommodations in diversity in jobs and population increased since 2022. Today, the City of San Antonio's mayor and city council approved a $3.7 billion budget for fiscal year 2024, and some of the highlights were 20% increase in homestead exemption, 150 more first responders, 148 million in street improvements, and 3,000 more pet rescues.
I love seeing opportunities for people and changes for the better. If you're looking for a city that is very military, family, and job friendly, then this city should be on your radar. If you drive an hour and a half north, you're going to pay double the median house price, and Austin's cost of living is 40% more than San Antonio. According to the Texas real estate source, Austin has better Chinese food, but we have way better tacos, right, Bronx? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. How's your day?
Good, yeah.
All right, enjoy.
All of them?
All of them.
Oh,
Yeah, you have fun. All right, hydrate. Make sure you drink water.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah.
With San Antonio's infrastructure at the top of the expansion list, San Antonio has allocated $5.4 billion within the city limits, allowing room for you and your family.
Getting luxury homes is much less expensive here than most other major cities in Texas. Last year, we saw much higher inventory, forcing prices to drop, which is very different than other markets where you'll see lower inventory driving prices up. People need to live somewhere. If you're watching this from a different market with low inventory, it may be because of permit restrictions, no land to develop anywhere, or builders being priced out, making affordable homes really hard to come by. Outside expansion is even easier with suburbs like Schertz, Cibolo, Bernie, Bulverde, and New Braunfels welcoming employers and neighborhoods to catch up to the demand. These towns are some of the highest home equity potential if you're looking to purchase. The suburbs started as rural, affordable towns around San Antonio and are now being developed to connect as part of the massive metroplex of San Antonio, Austin, down to the Rio Grande Valley to Mexico.
The suburbs are where our family loves to be. Lots of military-friendly businesses with friendly restaurants, plenty of shopping, and restaurants with full bars in them and playgrounds. If you don't want to reach out to us just yet, no problem. I hate realtors with commission breath. So if you want to check out all we have on YouTube and our website, which has very detailed information on demographics, what areas to stay away from, and inventory levels. You can also look at our social media platforms that have home tours galore, and our 85 plus 5-star reviews on Google doesn't hurt. We've helped over 400 families move around San Antonio, so if you need any real estate services, we are here to help. San Antonio has always been known for a small airport and horrible public transportation. We've ranked 16 out of the 20 most deadliest cities for cyclists.
The most obvious but most talked about caution of moving to San Antonio is the heat. We've had record, not days, but months of record over 100-degree weather that has adversely affected Medina Lake, Canyon Lake, Guadalupe, and the Comal rivers.
We also see strains from our water supply from the Edwards Aquifer that limit our use for recreation and also limit our use for irrigation for our landscaping. You may love Dallas and love all the rain and potential snow, or you may love Houston, which has 2 downtowns and lush landscape. This may not be for you.
The outdoor life will surprise you, as San Antonio has a bike trail literally running from end to end with over 140 miles of walking and bike trails, and that is not including the 23 state parks within driving distance from San Antonio. If you're a beach lover like me, you can't expect crystal blue beaches, but Corpus, Port Aransas, and Rockport beaches are about 2.5 hours from downtown San Antonio and 4.5 hours to beautiful South Padre Island.
Now, San Antonio proper doesn't have very mountainous views, but we do have something close, which is the famous Texas Hill Country.
It says to not walk on the railroad bridge.
Ah, See, that's why they call me the worst realtor.
Which includes from north and northwest San Antonio to Fredericksburg, across Wimberley, back down to San Marcos to New Braunfels, some of the best wineries, cabins, and breweries and barbecue I've ever had.
Now, if the Hill Country is too far out and you just want a taste of the outdoors, in San Antonio we have Hemisphere Park, Woodlawn Lake, and Brackenridge Park. Now, if you're not a downtown folk like me, then you have Hardberger Park, O.P. Schnabel, and McAllister Park within 10 minutes from the center of the city on the outskirts.
In fact, the food scene has very comforting food, like carne guisada with cheese for breakfast, enchilada plate for lunch, barbecue for dinner, and street tacos for a late night snack.
San Antonio's Fiesta is a month-long party where people celebrate the culture and diversity that San Antonio has and also drink lots and lots of beer and festivities. You have chicken on a stick, which is really popular. All walks of life come together just to celebrate the rich history of San Antonio. And we will always remember Mexican Elvis. After living in different parts of the city myself, I've learned what areas to stay away from and what areas are actually up and coming in terms of growth and opportunity. And also, based on the feedback from our previous private clients, we were able to really narrow down the best areas that you could live in based on what you're into. So if you're looking to move around the San Antonio area, I'd love to be the realtor of choice, have my team and I help. And if there's anything I missed in this video that you want to see more of, or maybe disagree with something, please let me know. Thanks for watching.